What's up, guys? Michael here with Valencia Fan TV. Be sure to subscribe for the latest Valencia news, as well as match predictions, recaps, and highlights all across La Liga. But getting right into it, this was, of course, a highly contested game versus a local rival. Valencia won, Villareal won. The ego in us, we want to beat these teams, right? We want to beat Levante. We want to beat Villarreal. We want to beat Elche. We're the biggest team in the region, in our opinions, and we think that we should be beating these teams every time. But if you look at it, this was actually a solid result for us. We picked up a point versus a team that is considerably higher than us in the league table. I think right now Villarreal is either sixth or seventh, but they're somewhere around the top, and obviously we're at the opposite side of the table right now. So picking up a win or picking up a point in a game like this is absolutely crucial. It's not the sexiest thing, but it gets the job done. If you look at the league table, there are a bunch of teams right around us. We have Getafe, if the result holds, with 34 points. We're at 34 points now. We have Almeria is right there. Cadiz is right there. There's like 5 or 6 teams with 34, 35, 36 points. So every single point in this race is going to be crucial. And if we're picking up points against the highest ranked teams, that's going to separate us from the teams who are getting relegated. So I know it's not the result we wanted or we're hoping for, but it's still a very solid result, and it definitely goes towards our safety this season. So a solid game from Valencia, and don't be too down about not picking up the full 3 points. But we actually went with a 4-2-3-1 today. It's a little bit different than what we've been seeing over the last couple of games, and I like the lineup a lot, actually. Mamardashvili in goal, he's been a rock this year, one of the best players on the team, one of our most promising players in general. We have Gaia at left back, of course, Paulista, Diakabi, and Correa. I'm a big fan of Correa. I think he really gets up and down the field. I think he's an attacking player. I think he has a lot of promise, and I would love to see him get some more chances out there. I think that he provides a lot more than Falk here. Um, Moving into central midfield, we finally got our guy. We finally got Javi Guerra with a start. I was super on this. I think that Guerra's got a lot of potential, as well as Diego Lopez, and I'm happy to see the youngsters getting their shots. At up top, we had Cavani. My opinion of Cavani's been well documented over the last couple of weeks. I think Cavani's aging. He doesn't really provide as much as he did earlier in the season. And I love Cavani, man. I think he's an absolute icon of the game. But I think at this point in his career, he just doesn't offer us enough to lead the line for Valencia. I didn't catch the game, but I was able to catch the highlights. And off the bat, the biggest problem we had was shocker creating chances. We created very little in the first half. We had a lot of crosses going into the box that were really kind of going to just kind of a. I like to say they're kicked and you kick and pray. So they're kicking them in the box and they're praying for someone to get in the end of them, but there's no real threat. Either the crosses are overhit or there's just no one in proper position to get in the end of them. Whatever it is, they're just not threatening, and no one fears us when we cross the ball in. And it's surprising because we have Gaia, who's I consider one of the best crossers in football. We also have Lino, who's a pretty solid crosser in his own right. So there should be some more danger there, but for whatever reason, it's not. We did have Musa over on the right hand today instead of a central midfield position. That was interesting to see, but he actually made way pretty early on in this game for Diego Lopez, which I was happy to see. Ultimately, Villarreal took the lead in about the 62nd minute off a kind of a Nicholas Jackson chance that kind of came out of nowhere. It was kind of a ball over the top. He just somehow got in the end of it. You could probably argue that Mamardashvili probably should have done a little better with it, but I can't complain about this guy. I mean, he's been a rock for us. He's faced so many shots with his defense, and he saved a good few of them. He had a couple big saves earlier in the game, I believe. So you can't really fault him too much for that goal, but you probably should have done a little better with it. We thought that we had the equalizer of a Cavani goal, but it was ruled out for an offsides. And then ultimately, the man of the hour, Samuel Lino, came through and tied the game in the 72nd minute. It looked like we pushed on a little bit later on in the game to try to get that winner, but we couldn't do it. But nonetheless, guys, that was a massive point for Valencia. I'm feeling more and more confident about our chances of staying up. If you saw my last video about why Valencia will not be relegated, I said we were going to need 6 points over our last 6 games, and that's one of those points. So now we just need 2 draws and a win, or two wins, and we are safe for the season. In my humble opinion, it might even be a little bit less than that, but I'm thinking we're in good shape, guys. It's been a tough season, but I think we're almost out of it. I think we can start building for the future. And I was talking to a little bit of the people that I'm in a group chat with for the Peñas, and I think that I think Guerra, I think Vasquez, I think Diego Lopez, I think Musa, I think Correa. I think we have a little bit of a future here, right? I think we have something to build on. Is it perfect? No. Are we going to need a lot of reinforcements? Of course. But I think we have something here, and I'm a lot more optimistic seeing some of these young guys come through and perform well than I was even just a few months ago. I think we have a solid future, guys. Keep your heads up. Another hard-earned point. Amunt Valencia. Take care.